What a headshot! What a head!
How's it guys, this is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my very own team selection for the upcoming Game Week 15. So now that Game Week 14 has concluded, a quick turnaround, the next deadline's coming up tomorrow. So in this video, I'll be going through my actual team as well as my transfer plan. Now we did have a few players featuring last night, so I'll be going over a quick rank update, and then heading straight into all that Game Week 15 goodness. So if that's something you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So going on to that quick recap of Game Week 14, I think Game Week 13 would have been better for this rank drop, as it was pretty significant. So yes, from Game Week 13 to 14 we got a massive green arrow. That work has been redone by Game Week 14, where we only got 56 points. So we are back to that 66 overall rank mark. Quite a significant red arrow, but it's still a decent rank. So let me know how last night's games went for you. Did it improve your rank? Did you finally get a green arrow? Or you like myself with a red one? I always say this is a safe space for both green and red arrows. You guys can brag or you can cry. Let me know how Game Week 14 went for you in the comments down below. Now for the upcoming Game Week 15, 2 free transfers but 0.0 in the bank. But we could look to shift some funds around if you want to make some upgrades. So last night, I had 2 players to feature, that was Semenyo as well as João Pedro. Only one attacking return, the assist from João Pedro. And even though Bournemouth looked pretty good against Spurs, putting up a load of XG, Semenyo wasn't involved and only got the clean sheet point. João Pedro on the other hand started at centre forward almost out of position, usually plays behind the striker. Only the 1 assist though, even though Brighton did look okay. I was just going to take any points though. So thanks to those 8 points as well as a few bench appearances, that took us to the total of 56. Now the 2 players to come off our bench was going to be Mbeumo as well as Greaves, but I benched these players for a reason. I was expecting them to blank. And that's exactly what happened, so as mentioned, a little bit unfortunate. To get the right benching decision, but then for it to come back to bite you. Now Flecken actually outperformed our starting goalkeeper Fabianski, got an extra save point, both conceded quite a few goals though. So that West Ham defense looks simply terrible at the moment. And this is back-to-back weeks that Leicester wiped out the clean sheet pretty early on. So I guess who was I to trust that West Ham defense, but I can't trust the Brentford one either. So in the future, goalkeeper switch might be on the cards. Now back 3, Gabriel unfortunately didn't feature, and that's why Greaves comes off the bench. He did hit the post in this fixture against Crystal Palace. Now with Gabriel hoping that he does make Game Week 15, as I want a slice of that Arsenal defense, and obviously carries a massive attacking threat off those corners. Then Guardiola, our Man City defender of choice, managed to keep a clean sheet, but the 2 big chances missed was a bigger talking point. So yes, we know he gets super attacking, but I just wish he scored one of those big chances. Really needed it this game week. Then finally, Aitnari, no, actually featured in this game, just conceded so many goals. That's back-to-back 0-pointers. Simply ridiculous. That's why his average is so low, has actually got a few attacking returns, but the lack of clean sheets really come back to hurt him. So probably would have been better off playing Dalot against that Arsenal squad. Wouldn't have thought that before Game Week 14. Then our midfield department, the premiums definitely carried us, including Mo Salah, a very high effective ownership, so I actually wish that he did blank. But he went and scored 2 goals, 1 assist, and got 18 points. So congrats if you guys did captain him, definitely probably on a green arrow. I went for Cole Palmer, got 7 though. Now do I regret this? Obviously in terms of the outcome, but I think Chelsea put up 5.4 XG against Southampton. Just wish Cole Palmer was involved in more of those. Then finally Saka also blanked, got the clean sheet point though. Bit of a tougher game against United I guess. Now front department was also super disappointing. Cunha with 2 points, can't keep up these banger goals. And that Wolves attack looks pretty bad at the moment. But the second player was the biggest disappointment, Nicholas Jackson. Just wish he played the Southampton game as he would have got so many returns. Nkunku, his replacement, was gifted a goal by the goalkeeper rushing out, and I'm pretty sure Jackson would have converted one of the other chances. So very annoying thing to happen to us in terms of Game Week 14, but these things do happen, and we spoke about that Chelsea midweek rotation. At least I guess he should be fine for the upcoming game against Spurs, and Bournemouth put up a ton of XG in that fixture. But let's move on from Game Week 14, the quicker the better, a big red arrow, at least the rank still looks pretty respectable. As mentioned though, let me know how Game Week 14 ended. Was it a good, a bad, or a terrible week? A reminder, this is a safe space. Now before we go over the actual transfer plan with those 2 free transfers, I want to give you guys the context of my current team selection. Then in the situation where I actually do roll a transfer, this will be my current team, and that might be a possibility. So on the bench this week, I'm benching Mbeumo once again. I honestly think he's in a terrible rank of form, and Brentford don't look great overall. That Newcastle at home game, I know Brentford are better at home, but Newcastle are a pretty decent squad, and my starting 11 have just better fixtures. Then Aït-Nouri, I'm not going to trust them anymore. I expect West Ham to probably score here. Congrats if you guys bought Jared Bowen last week. Then finally Greaves, Bournemouth, a tough fixture. Our own Semenyo, do hope they concede. Now the goalkeeper debate might be quite close. I think that obviously Fabianski has the better fixture, but I own Cunha in my forward department. Probably expect both teams to concede, but I might as well actually just play Flecken if I don't go for Isaac. Just play the odds, hope that Brentford keep a clean sheet, that Isaac blanks, but I do think Fabianski has the high chance of a clean sheet. Then our back three, I'm just hoping that Gabriel recovers. Fulham away is a tough game though, really one of the teams that have impressed me this Premier League season. Have to have some Arsenal coverage though, with most people doubling up, even tripling up, and I want to see Gabriel in those set pieces they're so good at. Then Guardiola also has a great fixture, Crystal Palace, one of the teams struggling from an attacking point of view, and he just gets so forward when he plays. So fingers crossed he can convert one of those big chances, as he might be an underrated punt this game week. Then finally Diego Dalot for United. Nottingham Forest haven't scored in their previous 2 games, but those games have been mighty tough. So not saying that United are as good as Arsenal, but there might be a clean sheet here, and if he does start at wing back, there is some attacking threat. I'm led to believe that Dalot should be fairly nailed in this new lineup, but if there are starting concerns, I'll probably be taking him out. Then I'm at for department, not going to mistake Salah for our captain once again, even though he has the early kickoff. So let's see if Salah can break that early kickoff curse. I really am backing him. Everton away might be a little bit of a tougher game, it's always a derby, but Liverpool is so good from an attacking point of view. So I'm going to go with it. I think he has the best fixture out of my midfield department. Just been crazy consistent this Premier League season. Then Saka against Fulham, I kind of backed this more from an attacking to a defensive point of view, and Arsenal like Liverpool in great form at the moment. So probably not a Kamsi consideration, but I'm still happy to have him. Fingers crossed my premiums can outperform Haaland once again. That includes Cole Palmer against Spurs. This might actually be another Kamsi consideration. Spurs conceding a ton to Bournemouth this week, and we'll get one less day of rest. So if you guys do want to go there, you can, but I just think Salah has been more consistent. Really happy to own Palmer though. Then finally we got Semenyo against Ipswich. I'm definitely going to play him here. Bournemouth are attacking quite well, just hope Semenyo is more involved. You guys have to target these newly promoted teams, so whenever your players do face them, fingers crossed it's going to be a haul. Then our front line starting Cunha once again, a little bit of a conflict of interest here, Fabianski versus Cunha. I might play the odds or just play Flecken. I don't really feel that West Ham have been great from a defensive point of view, so I do think that Cunha can do well, and let's hope that he does. Then Jackson, the most annoying thing about Game Week 14 might be the best thing about Game Week 15, as the Spurs defense hasn't been fantastic. There are some question marks whether I do hold him or not, but after his full rest and seeing Spurs last night, I think I might keep hold of him for one more game week. Then also João Pedro against Leicester, no questions here, definitely going to play him. Hopefully gets the majority of minutes in Game Week 15 after playing a few in Game Week 14. But like Ipswich, have to target these newly promoted teams, and don't think the new manager bounce will be that significant. But as mentioned, the starting 11 is without any transfers made, and will be the situation where I actually roll the transfer. On paper, this team doesn't look too shabby. I might actually go with this. You guys let me know if you think I can do any upgrades. But the transfer plan, as mentioned, 2 free transfers, I can shift some funds around, and those funds will come from an Mbeumo downgrade. Now at the moment, Rodgers is my favorite replacement. Yes, he might be benched this week as speculated, but because I'm benching Mbeumo, I can just bench Rodgers anyways. If he does look like he's going to start, this will be quite a tough one, as I definitely want to start him against Southampton, but might be too risky as we might not get early team sheet news. After that, the fixtures aren't great. Forest away, City, Newcastle, but then Brighton and Leicester, and because he's so cheap, I can just rotate him when I want to. This obviously gives us a ton of funds, 2.1 million to be exact, and I can do a lot with that cash in the bank. So I just want to go over a transfer that I potentially was going to do in the transfer plan, and that was Jackson out for Isaac. Now the thinking behind this was that I probably want Isaac for the next 3 fixtures, as they are better than the Chelsea ones. But after seeing that Spurs fixture, I think this is more of a luxury move, and back Jackson after a week's rest to do well. I could always do this move next week though, when Isaac has Leicester plus Ipswich, so I might leave this move for another game week. So therefore the upgrade that I'm potentially looking to do is a defensive one, and it'd probably be to take Dalot out. Now yes, I could take Guardiola out, but he has better fixtures for the medium term, whereas I don't really trust that United defense at the moment. Also with the new manager sorting out his starting 11, Dalot might not be nailed, and that's why I might go for a more secured option. So the most obvious upgrade is probably going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. I can afford this with that Mbeumo downgrade. The only problem with this is I don't really fancy that next week fixture as well as Spurs. Trent though is a completely different FPL player, is quite expensive though but definitely worth the points, and the Liverpool team just looks like a different squad at the moment. The one player that I'm actually considering, and this was mentioned on my Discord server to me, is would you guys actually go for Timber instead? Now yes, comparing these two assets is quite hard, there's a bit of a price difference, and obviously Trent's the better FPL asset or the more attacking one. But I would probably say over the next 4 fixtures, there's a higher chance of Arsenal clean sheets, and therefore could Timber be the better asset at the cheaper price tag. As mentioned, I don't really like those Fulham and Spurs games, but I guess Arsenal also have Fulham, but maybe I'd delay this transfer for one more week and play the lot against Forest. Just something in my mind, it does also cut me off from a rare potential move, but if I did go for Trent, I couldn't afford that goalkeeper upgrade anyways. So let me know what you guys think. If you were to bring in one asset, would it be Trent or would it be Timber? I know what most of you are probably going to say, it's a no-brainer, go for the Liverpool man, but Arsenal's fixtures also look pretty good. With these two kind of decisions, I might actually just look to roll the transfer though. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Definitely think if you want to go for Trent though, do it this week. Everton away is a great game, and Trent had his rest midweek against Newcastle. Just something I'm considering whether I should actually go for him or just go for Timber, but I guess Leicester and West Ham also look pretty attractive. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be locking in my team in the deadline stream coming tomorrow. 1 hour before the deadline, we are back to that usual Saturday afternoon session. So hopefully I do see you guys there or just have notifications on when I do go live. And you guys can join my Discord server, link in the description, and ask any questions relating to your own teams. Also just stay tuned for those press conferences coming up throughout Friday, as there might be some switch ups that we might not be expecting. This is basically a wrap for the guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't like if you didn't subscribe if you have subscribed yet. Hopefully I see you guys in the deadline stream come tomorrow, 1 hour before the deadline. For the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.